Greetings, greetings, greetings. All right. This is, well, for Barbados, it's the armies village. But there's one road into, when I say one road, the main road. Yep, Horse Hill. From Church Village, you can go to St. Andrew, you can go to, I don't know, Bath, St. John. But the roads are not like multi-road, how would I put it now, direction. Some of them are even falling apart now. Really cleaning up now to get ready to plant. I'm not going all the way down today. Just came down here to look across to the ocean, which is out that way. All right. Out that way to the ocean. Beautiful view through and around the trees. Yeah, came out to get some sunshine actually. Normally I'm earlier in the morning. Yeah, boy, the monkeys don't let you get a fruit. The monkeys won't let you get a fruit. You have to be constantly, right, have to be on your P's and Q's, as I learned when I was a young man. That's the words that they were using, the elders of that day. The view here, the sunshine, the trees, and even though the sun is very hot, there's a nice breeze. Bird is building, preparing for the future. When I was a child, the chicken on top of the roof there, it would tell me when you hear the chicken going like that, we used to hear the chickens every morning because we had a lot of chickens walking around the yard. Wherever you hear that sound, you will find an egg. And sure enough, it is a fact even today. When we look around, I was looking at the morning, well, not morning. These are issues that happen maybe days, hours, could be weeks past that you will be seeing being reported on television or whatever social media outlet you use. And today, most people get their information from social media. So you fall into the trap of being entertained instead of being informed. So the younger generation today are talking about things that entertain: clothing, music, sports. Few are concerned with life as we know it, what's actually occurring, not really occurring, but being done. Around and to us. In some cases, they claim to be doing it for us. But we know it's not factual. Well, those of us who look at it. Those of us who look at it carefully. And believe me, I find entertainment value in some of the things, the most serious issues that I see taking place on the planet. How you're saying. Imagine Trump says, you know, I'm going to take Greenland. Or the oil in Panama belongs to me. Or we're going to fight a war with, I don't know, one country or the other. Some people might not find that entertaining, but I do. In a strange way, it is. Because the rest of the world, you see other leaders talking tough. But let's take, for example, Keir Starmer in England. When they asked him, now that Trump took over Panama and so, he destroyed he is saying effectively there's no constraints on what he will do, or he doesn't have to follow any law. Instead of Keir Starmer saying, you're right, we are people who are law abiding and this shouldn't be happening, or we're not going to allow this. Well, we have to talk to our American partners and see what happens. Now, Keir Starmer now is a Prime Minister of England, Great Britain, as it's known formally. The same one who is saying he's going to send troops to Ukraine, him and the French, and they're going to fight Russia. But when you look at the British Army, look at the British Army and see that it has maybe 60, 70, 80,000 people. And you consider what an army does and how it works. And see, out of that 80,000, we give him credit for some. Electric bus cruising over horses. Imagine the buses are the old. You be going over here and you'll be walking behind the bus and the anyway, Keir Starmer. Now he's going to send the British Army to fight the Russians. So when you subtract the people who are in the logistics part of the army from those who do the actual fighting, you'll find that normally about 1/3 of the army is fighting people, is actually doing the fighting. The other 2/3 are in some logistics role, moving things around. You're talking about the officer corps. You got 100 officers, maybe 10 are fighting. The others are in the planning. The generals don't do any fighting. They'll be in the Pentagon. And if you got 50 generals, you might have 1 or 2 on the front line or close to the front line. The other 48 is somewhere way, way, way back. So when you send 20,000 soldiers to fight in Ukraine with your big talk, I'm assuming that I'm putting you in the place of Keir Starmer. You are saying these things. And I'm as your advisor, and I'm saying to you, we got 20,000 people we can send to Great Britain, 30,000, yeah, 25,000, give it. We can send to Ukraine. And of those 25,000 now, some of them are still not on the front lines because they got to be operating the rears, the communication systems, and so forth. You expect these people to beat the Russians. The Russians are watching you every move you make. How you move, when you move, what you do when you move. They have the people on the ground now. You don't have an army big enough to fight. And you're talking too much. And that's what's been happening in Ukraine. The Russians are now taking out the British. Whereas the Russians before just not bothering them, the Russians are now reaching all the way across Ukraine, wherever the British, French, German, Polish, wherever, and hitting them. But Keir Starmer is not admitting that his troops are getting killed. Now, the same Keir Starmer if Nigeria, when they say they're going to join BRICS, send his ambassador in to talk to Tinubu and say, look, we know you got ambitions, but we can't allow this. Prime Minister want to talk to you, so Tinubu got on the airplane and go talk to Prime Minister. That's how the world works. So I'm looking at this thing and I'm laughing. I say, look, he can't tell the truth to Trump, but to the Nigerian leader, he's wielding a big stick. And I'm laughing at the Nigerian leader because the man has the capability to tell Keir Starmer, if you want to talk to me, come to Nigeria. And when he comes to Nigeria, sit him down and tell him, look, this is Nigeria. I thank you for coming, but we have to make the decision for ourselves what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. When, where, and whose interests. So you have to laugh when you hear Tinubu talking to his own people in Nigeria, the poor people in Nigeria. Him and his cabinet and all the other senators, and talking to the people in Nigeria who are starving, he's telling them, let them breathe, let them eat air. This is real serious business. But in a way, it's funny. When I was young, I heard the old people talking about the dog chasing his tail. And I'm saying to myself, how can a dog chase his tail? Until I saw it. Realized what it meant, but it was funny. I know about the weather in a hurricane, but though I know the capabilities of the weather, inside the house that I'm living in, I listen to the wind and the trees outside and around the house. I listen to the sound of the rain, and it's almost comforting to me. So beautiful that I will lay in my chair and fall asleep during a hurricane. I've done it more than once, so I'm talking to you about experience. This is my hurricane. These events that you see going on around the world are devastating. I mean, destructive beyond measure. Those of you who have seen Africa know what it's like. Those of you who have seen the southern United States, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Virginia. Yes, Virginia is in the north, but they call it the South because the Civil War. You see how those people live. You wonder why they hate black people with such ferocity. Not veracity, ferocity. I should say veracity. with veracity and ferocity. I mean, they look at a man living next door to them, a black man, and he has sometimes more than what they have. But they think of him as being lower as a human than they are. All right. And so these same white people, Caucasian people, will see themselves as a cursed armor as compared to cursed armor against Tinubu from Africa, or cursed armor against the Prime Minister of Barbados or Trinidad, Tobago, and Jamaica. You go to Florida, South Florida, you won't believe the condition of the Caucasian people there until you see it. Only when you see it will you comprehend. You go to central England and you see the condition of the Caucasian. You go to southern England and see the condition of the Caucasian. You go to Italy and see the condition of the Caucasian. And France, I mean, I've seen it myself. But you will have to go see it for yourself. To comprehend the veracity of these people. But what you're watching now is survival. they're watching their genes fall apart. And I've heard Caucasian women say, I have to have a black man because I want my genes to stay alive. Let that knowledge sink in. Let that sink in. That somebody know how genetics work enough to say, you know, our genes are dying, but the black man's genes are not. Let me get his genes. And if you go back in British history, European history actually, not far back, about 1100s, you'll see that. Just like you see today, where people from the Middle East are entering Europe, the same thing happened in Europe. And if you read the books, you will see that the people, upper society, brought these people in to marry into the higher, I mean, the Queen's family. When you see this black woman, African woman, you see people putting a picture up and say, this woman was the Queen of England. They brought her in from Africa to be Queen of England for a reason. Breeding stock. That was the plan. The Hebrew people fall for a trick. Now you have, well, shouldn't go that story yet. That's a coming story. But with the changes that are coming, we need to know the history, the foundation on which it's built. And unless you know it, America might fall. But the same people are going to move on and create another America and do the same thing over again. If you have the knowledge, you'll be able to stop that from happening. When things fall apart, you have to have the knowledge to find them wherever they are. And keep that from happening again. You have to create organizations that whose only duty is to seek out these people. Don't let them reform that corporation that you see today. But without the knowledge, you can't do it. And that's what the plan is. You don't have the knowledge, we can always reform. We'll destroy the system and then we'll reform. That's the plan. Hope you enjoy your day wherever you are. Peace.